Hey everyone, it's serotonin. Doing a little bit of dot connecting. I came across this very interesting video today. It's called The Empire of the City, the three city-states, London, Vatican, and District of Columbia. Now, there's been a lot of talk lately about, talking about the Tartarian Empire and the Empire State Building and stuff. But I think when they talk about the empire in general, they're talking about the empire of the city. And basically, the empire of the city are the three city states in the world that run everything. So here we have, so we've got the Vatican, London, which is basically a mile long. It's just the very center, the Temple Bar, it's called, which is basically where all lawyers, who are basically studying on the bar. It's the Temple Bar, and so that's where they study, and that's where they take their tests, and that's who they pledge allegiance to. And then you have DC city state, and they're all intertwined. Here we have the Venn diagram here showing you how they all cross over and how they basically run the military from DC, the economic from London, and spiritual from the Vatican, and they're supposed to be equal. Got London on the top there, but I don't think the Vatican necessarily is run by London, or London runs the Vatican. I think it's sort of a triumvirate. And this is the thing, when they talk about the Holy Trinity, this is who they are hoping you are praying. Well, that's who you are praying to. It is not, God, the Spirit, and God, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. This is the London, the Vatican, and DC, in my opinion. Anyway, of course, this is all, everything I ever talk about is completely my opinion. Very interesting thing, though, got me thinking about it. And in this particular video, which I'm going to leave the link below, they talk about the connection between George III and George Washington. And basically, a lot of people are saying that they're one and the same. Now, there's pictures of the two of them together, and I'm going to see if I can find that right now. George III and George Washington. And we're going to look at images here. And here you see you have, this is George III, King George III, and this is George Washington. King George III, George Washington, President Washington, King George III. Okay, so a lot of people believe that they're one and the same. Actually, not a lot of people. Only a few people believe that, but problem is they probably are one and the same. Because, as is explained in this particular video, in 1871, the U.S. was basically, or the United States for America was bankrupt, and they went begging hat in hand back to the crown, and or so they say, but I don't think they were ever left that far off the leash, to be totally honest with you. I think it was always a setup from the get-go back in 1777 or whatever it was. Sorry guys, I just don't know my numbers. That's a nod to the guy who got mad at me for saying that Drake owned the Raptors. It's everything I talk about is kind of a hunch. It's just kind of giving you some breadcrumbs and see if anything bakes from it. But anyway, moving swiftly onwards, while I was trying to find the whole George III, George Washington proof, I came across I was looking through the Yellow Rose for Texas videos, because I've seriously just been literally watching so many of her videos, and she's got this one called The Lie the Vatican Told. This is it right here. This is part 1 of 4. Phenomenal. Literally 2 hours, right? Like, I'm watching these like crazy too. And then plus there's also all kinds of interesting stuff from Thomas Williams that take a couple hours to get through. Now, if you haven't been already noticing, I don't know if you guys know the whole Memphis thing, but what she's done, or somebody else, they've laid over a map of the US with a map of Egypt. And I'm not really going to get into it too much here. See, they're kind of trying to show you right here what she's done. We're at the 1051 mark, and I just want you to see something here. So
You see,
I don't want to get in trouble for the, what's it called, the copywriting, although I know she won't, but YouTube is weird. Okay, so you can see Cairo here, Cairo, Illinois, Memphis in the US, and then Memphis in Egypt. And what they're trying to show is that the delta The Mississippi Delta and the Nile are one and the same, that they have almost exactly the same route, and that this is why Egypt was created after they were driven out of America. Apparently, this is the theory. So that the U.S. is the original Egypt, which makes the Grand Canyon where a lot of the original temples were. So have a look at Grand Canyon if you don't know about the whole Grand Canyon story with the Smithsonian cover-up, and I can't remember that guy's name right now, but it'll come to me. But he's like, there's like a famous story of a guy who discovered a whole bunch of Egyptian artifacts, and anyway, he went missing, or he denied it later, or people were like, oh, he didn't exist. Like, there was all kinds of cover-up with that. Of course, the Smithsonian was involved. But okay, so blah blah blah. If this isn't already blowing your mind, it should, which, I mean, I'm hoping that it is. But have a little look at where Saqqara and Darshur is when you do this. Over Arkansas. What do we know about Arkansas? Missouri is near Giza. Like, this is interesting to me. This is fascinating to me. Kentucky is Heliopolis. Heliopolis was one of the original cities. I mean, it's completely incredible to me. But this blew my mind. I mean, people were going crazy over, sending aid to Darshur a few years ago. And this is Arkansas and Saqqara. I mean, not that this has any, like, it just, what? Arkansas people. As in Arkansas-ed? As in Arkansas. What? So I don't even know how to finish this. Let me know what you think. My mind is blown. I'm gobsmacked. Okay, bye.